I told you right now that there is a child surrounded by tanks and soldiers in the middle of the woods, you'd probably be like, what the hell? That's concerning. Who the hell are you? Why are you wearing a leprechaun hat? And to that I would say, hi, my name is Six and I'm a leprechaun man, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the new Ben 10 comic that just came out. I am a ball of excitement. Can you tell? Yes, that's right. Dynamite Comics, which I've never heard of before this run, has released the first chapter of Ben 10. Ben 10 was my entire childhood growing up. Okay, I've watched all the variants, even the bad one. And let me tell you something, it is written by one of the original creators. It shows, man. It's really faithful to the original source material, okay? And without further ado, let's get cracking with this first chapter. Just like most media about aliens, we start off in space, in a sick-ass spaceship, looking at an alien. He's brolic as hell, by the way. Just look at the guy. He's looking out into the distance, waxing poetic, talking about how strong he is and how he's the ultimate conqueror and how he's conquered so many worlds. But no matter how strong he is, no matter how many worlds he's conquered, there is still a weapon that exists that can go up against him. And it seems that that's why he's on this journey, to find this weapon. We then smash cut to Earth, where we're finally introduced to our main characters, okay? Max, Ben, and Gwen. And I really love how these characters are introduced because it is just a showcase of their characters in one comic book frame. The Sumo Slammers represent Ben because he is in fact that kind of nerd. Like, you know, the type that collects comic books and also plays video games. We see this countless times, countless examples in the cartoons, and I'm glad it's being taken into the comic book as well. The science book represents Gwen, which is really accurate to the show because she's always been shown to be smart, and the roasting marshmallow represents Grandpa Max. And if you've seen the cartoon, you know that the premise is that Grandpa Max is taking his grandchildren on a summer road trip across America in their little RV. There's no devices on this trip, so all the Tennyson cousins can really do is be at each other's throats. And obviously, Grandpa Max is not having it. He starts talking about, need I remind you that I promised both your parents that I'd show you the America that you can't fully experience on screens. And if you two end up killing each other, I'll never hear the end of it. And Ben comes back with the, no worries, Grandpa. I've got my cards. I'm all good. And the nerdy girl over there has her trusty science books. Now, Gwen hates insults, so she decides to hit him where it hurts. She says, at least my folks aren't using this trip as an excuse to get rid of me. Ice fucking cold. Jesus Christ. And obviously, Ben doesn't take that comment well. Who the hell would in this circumstance? But I'm betting that that's actually true, that Ben's parents don't really like him in this universe. So he does as most 10-year-olds would do in this situation. He storms the hell off. But then we cut to some military tracking space facility, and a guy is talking about we're tracking an incoming bogey here. Unable to analyze the energy frequency. It's not even on the spectrum, but whatever it is, it's about to make planetfall. And that object is seen by Ben in the woods. In fact, it crash lands directly in front of him. Confused, disoriented, he takes a look into the crater, and something leaps out at him. Something strange and robotic wraps around his wrist. Now, everybody knows that it's the signature Omnitrix, okay? But it doesn't look like a watch. It looks more like a bunch of chains and wires wrapping around him. I like the different direction. It's clearly a more complex design because they have more freedom and they don't have to make their designs very simple so it could be made into toys. But there is no time to think because this boy is actually surrounded by the military in seconds. I don't know how they responded this quickly, but it's time to get the fuck out of there. So Ben is now running through the forest talking about some not funny anymore, so not funny. Why would this thing come off? Then he looks up to see the biggest, most gigantic bear I think the world has ever seen. It has a bunch of mechanical wiring coming out of its skin, and it looks just utterly terrifying. Now I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Like, is this the work of Dr. Animo? But then I'm like, no, it can't be, right? Because Dr. Animo does not mutilate animals. We actually don't have much time to think about it because this bear is sizing Ben up like he is a tasty snack that he can just pop in his mouth. And then the thing on his wrist starts glowing. Obviously freaked out by this, Ben tries to cover it, like so, being like, please, bear, don't look at the light, I'm begging you. That only makes the light worse. It makes the light start glowing all around him. His skin starts turning red and bubbling and boiling. His arms start growing in length, and two more red, veiny arms sprout from his mid-back. Ben is transforming, and it looks fucking grotesque. What's happening to me? My whole body feels different. Oh no, what am I? Yes, that's right. Ben has transformed into 4 arms. And oh my god, he looks so damn cool. It's like the old design, but slightly different. And I'm really, really messing with it. But that's besides the point, okay? Ben suddenly finds himself being able to fight back against this bear, and he puts some paws on it. But just when he starts getting cocky, talking about fine, you want to fight? You really want to fight? Well, looks like I have 4 arms to fight with, so you're about to get sumo slammed. Then don't say I didn't warn you. Ben looks down. He starts de-transforming at the worst possible moment. And soon enough, he is a 10-year-old kid looking at this big bear again, realizing that he is cooked. He then begins to panic. Okay, whatever it is you did before, do it again, do it again, do it again. Need help, like right now, he says, as we see him actually dodging the attacks of this bear. And then the thing on his wrist starts glowing. Aha! Maybe you actually heard me, so let's go, as he slams it like he did before. And then we hear a confused groan coming from the bear as it's suddenly engulfed in red-hot flames. So is Ben, because he's transformed into Heat Blast, okay? Now, this design is so different from the TV show. It's insane. And I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's kind of cool because it shows, like, you know, fire doesn't have that well-defined of a form. Of course, he's gonna have that, like, flame aura around him. But the armor and the claws, I don't really know about it. Like, are all of the Heat Blast aliens gonna have this same design? Are they gonna have the same armor? Or is it just special to him because he's a special boy? But this bear is actually relentless, okay? It doesn't matter if it's a 10-year-old child, if it's a big meaty hunk with 4 arms, or if it's a massive ball of flame, apparently. It wants to eat, and it's gonna eat now because it's lunging at him like it's nothing. But that Ben says, no, stay away from me. I can't control. But it's too late. He has erupted in flame, and the bear is looking worse for wear. And that's bars. But that seems to have finally scared the bear away. And it's at this point that we're reminded that the military is hot on his tail. We see 3 soldiers walking in the forest talking about, what in the holy hell happened here? Harper, you've got the radio. Let me call this in. Colonel Rosium, this is Galloway. We're still fairly close to the proximity of the crash site, maybe just a half-mile out. It looks like some sort of localized heat blast. You see what they did there? We may need some backup to properly contain it. Well, that can't be a coincidence, can it? I wouldn't think so, sir. So it's possible we're dealing with some sort of ancillary element to an already volatile situation. Whatever it is, we need to find it and neutralize it. So whatever the fuck is going on Earth, okay? They think Ben is involved directly. And then we cut back to Grandpa Max in the forest, still searching. And he's talking about figured something like this would happen eventually, just not this soon. He knows something. He knows something that we don't know. But then we cut back to the really cool spaceship at the beginning. And it's talking about some almighty alert, almighty alert. Long-range sensors have picked up a unique signal matching the Omni energy signature on deep black data file, collating location coordinates. And the comic book ends with Vilgax looking extremely threatening. He looks like a warmonger, not like just a random guy in a sleeveless jumpsuit like he usually does. He's got the golden freaking gauntlets, the golden boots, and the no shirt, okay? This is extreme aura. And he's talking about charting a course directly to where this Omni energy has been spotted, okay? He's coming to Earth, and I'm shitting bricks. I'm so excited about this comic book. You'd have no idea. I'm such a big Ben 10 fan, and, you know, I'm really happy that this is coming out. I can't wait for chapter 2. If you like the video, leave a like, and let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And while you're down there, be sure to eat your school, stay in your veggies, and have a nice day, okay?